gentlemen. Today we'll be going over the fundamentals for shaving. When I started researching things, I was actually looking for a straight edge, and that's when I found the safety razor. And I did my research and I went with Shaveology, which I have been happy with. As far as the actual razor goes, I like it. It's good and balanced, and they have put out what I think is a pretty good razor. Be reviewing other razors later on and different things, and who knows, maybe I might find even one that I like better than this. But to get started, I take a ceramic bowl such as this. This is a little bit beat up, and it's a little narrow for what I like to do with it, and I'll be looking for another one, and I'll be doing a review and maybe finding some others here on the show. But this was the first one I got, and I've liked it overall, except it's just been a little too narrow. What I was looking for when I got this was something that would retain heat for a while, and this is some sort of ceramic or clay or something like that, and it does maintain heat, and that's what I like. So when I get started, when I first walk in to the bathroom to start shaving in the morning, I take this and I put this in hot water and fill it up with the hottest water that I can get, and let it sit for a few minutes. Now this has already been sitting for a couple minutes, but then I want to talk about the brush I got. I went again with Shaveology just because I wanted to kind of keep the complete package and see what all was going on. So I got this. This is a silver tip badger brush, and the silver tip means that it came from the belly of the badger, which is the softest of the hair. And I've enjoyed it. When you get it the first time, you're going to need to deal with a few hairs falling out. Wasn't that big of a deal. Some people I saw on reviews were all frustrated with the fact that the hairs were falling out. There weren't that many in my case, and I haven't had a problem with that, more than a few every once in a while, and as you can see, it's maintained its integrity very nicely. So this is hair, just like ours, so it needs to be treated or it will split ends and things like that. So to begin with, I stick this directly into the water that I have soaking to warm my ceramic, and I let that sit also for a couple minutes. Now today, to keep with the Shaveology mantra, we'll be using the Shaveology Rich Anti-Aging Shave Lather infused with golden seaweed. Okay, so I like this. I actually like this more than the other one that I used primarily. The thing about this is it's a very soft soap or lather, shave lather, and so I tend to use more of it because just my personality. I'm a bit heavy-handed when I go in and get some, and it doesn't take a lot of finesse to get a lather going. So with that being said, for first-time users of a brush and shave soap to lather up, I recommend this because it's easy to use. It's easy to get a handle on. Now there's a few ways in which to get a lather. You can use your hand by getting some on your brush and rubbing on your hand. Some people like that because they are able to feel, and if they're good on their they like to feel and sense things a little bit more. They put it on their hand and they lather it up. Others like to put a little bit on their brush and go directly on their face and use their whiskers to get a good lather going. I prefer using a ceramic for a couple reasons. First of all, I can put a little bit more in the ceramic than what I would just put directly on my face, so that then I actually have something to go back to for my second pass. Also, because it's in the ceramic that I've warmed up, I actually have warm lather to go back to, which is just nice. So, a lot of people recommend using the shower first before shaving because it moistens up your face for a lot longer than a few splashes of your face from the tap water goes. I don't like to do that, primarily because if I do nick myself, and it does happen occasionally, I go into the shower and by the time I get out, it stopped bleeding. So I'm not dealing with trying to figure out how to stop bleeding when I'm at the end of my morning routine and I'm putting on a nice shirt. So, alright, so let's get started on this. So I have my board brush and I have my ceramic, and I'm going to leave just, I don't know if you can see that, just a little bit of water. I mean, I pour it all the way out, but I don't let it drain. And I take the brush and I might slap, so you can see, slap a couple times in there just to get a little bit of water in there. And then I go to my shaving lather and I give it a couple good stirs and really smash it in there. I mean, I'm left-handed, so let me see if I can do it this way. I'm smashing it. I'm not just getting on the surface. I'm really smashing it in there. And like I said, this one doesn't need that heavy of hand, but I'm used to this technique, so I'm going to show it to you. So, I now have some lather on my brush and just a drop of water in my ceramic. And at this point, I'm going to start stirring it. And when I start stirring it, there doesn't look like there's a lot that's going to happen at the beginning. And sometimes I need to add a little bit more water. Sometimes I need to add a little bit more soap depending on how much I want. I've gone a few extra days without shaving to get ready for this video. And so you can see a little bit more of how this works. So I might need to put a little bit more on it than what I have going here, but can see, I don't know if you can see that. I have one hair came out, but it's not going to fail with the integrity of it. And when I first got started, I was asking lots of questions on Amazon and other places on, how long do I keep going? And a lot of it just has to do with you're going to find what works for you. I'm going to add just a little bit more water and a little bit more soap because I'm going to need a lot for a few days extra shave. So I wasn't a thimbleful. So I'll mix that around, see if I need to actually add some more soap. So this is what it's starting to look like. It's obviously a lather that's starting to form on there instead of it just being a goopy, bubbly thing in there. If you're doing this and you have lots of bubbles, you have too much water. Either start over or get just get lots more soap, shaving lather on your brush. You might end up with too much there, so you just have to figure out, okay, now at this point, just a little bit of water. You notice I didn't actually add any lather to it, or any more soap to it, but this is really starting to look nice. So I'm going to let this set, Now some people I saw, which would be nice, I haven't done this, but I'm sure it would be nice, is that they have an extra bowl of hot water off to the side that they can just dip this into then. But we're to keep it warm. But for now, what we're going to do is go in and prep the face. Now we could have done this earlier, but I was talking and we're just moving along. But it's always good to start out this way, is to get your water hot again. And wet that face down. Get it good and wet. Until the warm water feels natural on it, is the way that kind of my rule of thumb on it. If it really feels hot still, your face hasn't acclimated to the temperature, so keep going. All right. So I use a pre-shaving oil, and the oil that I use is Lathering wood, and I've been happy with them. I'll be looking at others throughout this series, and I take about 1.5 squirts, 2 squirts, rub it around, and apply. And that is to condition the beard, to take the lather and then the razor better. All right, so I still have my lather here. Whip it back up a little bit more, so just to give you an idea. And then I get a good little bit on my brush and I start applying. Now you can continue to lather it up on the face, but what you're doing with this, you're not using your hands, because if you use your hands, you're smoothing down or just straight up on the bristles and on your face. This way, you're actually agitating them, and you're getting this lather all over your beard. All right. So Shaveology's razor does come with extra razors, and they're great. They're supposed to last you a while when you go through them. At least when I did it, you signed up for an email and they would send you another pack of 10 razors. I enjoy their razors a lot. Right now I'm trying an Astra Superior Platinum razor right now. We'll discuss all of that later. There's pros and cons to each one of them. All right, so when you start, you're going to shave with the grain for your first one. And you don't want to shave more than once or twice without applying more lather. Lather is what keeps away the skin burn and the razor burn, and that you really want to stay away from, particularly if you have a high propensity for such. So this is all going with the grain of your beard. And yes, you can use both sides of a braid like this. I'm just not. See if I can remember. And then once you get to about this place on your neck, your hair switches in grain, and it actually is going. It's actually growing up. So from here, it's an up. So now I have, for the most part, a clean shave. I mean, I can still feel some whiskers, especially down here a little bit, but that's okay. That's why we made some extra lather. And what I do is first I reapply some water to my face. That way I'm testing out and feeling where the whiskers are. There's definitely some here and a little bit here. A little bit on the cheeks, but not that much. So, from here then, I'm going to take my lather and just reapply. I'm not going to need to really agitate the whiskers as much because not many there. So this time, when I do it, down here I have quite a bit of whiskers still. I'm going to go with the grain and go with the with it here. Yeah, that took care of it. And down here, and now for this side, because I've gotten the long hairs out and I just want a little bit smoother of a shave, I'm now going to go up on this side. And you should be able to hear those whiskers getting cut. Alright, for those of you who want just a little bit more of a shave down on your neck, you can lather up again, even just on your neck, and you can draw the blade thusly in this direction, and it will cause, it will definitely catch the hair in that area that is in the transition from going down to up here. As you can see, I have a little nick there, and that's not much right on my Adam's apple. And you can use, once you get in the shower, that'll stop, or you can also get a septic stick, and these you can get at Walmart or wherever. And there. That just clots the blood a little bit faster. Alright, so I use a astringent next to take and help cause a healing to occur on the face, because after all, this is a traumatic experience. We're not made to hair's not made to, we're supposed to have beards, right? I mean, that's kind of natural. So I give it a good rub in. And then after my shower, or after a little bit of time, I apply another Lathering Wood aftershave balm. Now there's a lot of aftershaves out there. I'll be doing more reviews on them. This one I've been very happy with. I shave every other day, and then I use something else on days that I don't shave to just keep my skin good and moisturized. But this I use, it's a sandalwood by Lather and Wood sandalwood aftershave balm. So I get a squirt or two on from that and just apply. So there's a simple routine to get into. I enjoy it. Like I've said, I did not enjoy shaving a lot, and now I do. And I hope that this very basic tutorial has helped you, either giving you another technique to try or giving you that incentive to go out and try something different. So this is Timothy, and enjoy your shaving. Have a good day, gentlemen.